Hunting Western Mass fans, what's happening? What's popping? It's Len Kale. Today I was out there with my baby. I call her Erica. There she is in all her fine glory. So, today is week 2, day 1 of bow hunting season. And it was a very exciting day to be in the woods. First off, if you visit the page, you'll see that I made a video this morning. I had a great experience. I was in the woods. I went to a spot I call a honey hole. I was sitting there playing the wind wisely, using it to my advantage. We had a good north wind this morning, and I was in a spot I call a honey hole, and all of a sudden I looked up and along came Fluffy the bear, and Fluffy was coming directly at me. There was absolutely no chance that he was going to miss me. He was coming directly for me. In the video, if you look, he doesn't really look like a big bear, but I'm here to tell you that that was no small bear. He was at least as big as I am. If I was on all fours, he was as big as I am. He was probably a 200-pound bear, although he looks much smaller in the video. And the reason for that is I saw him coming. And I don't have an iPhone, I don't have a GoPro, I have an Android phone. So when I saw him coming, I really wanted to get some video to share with Hunting Western Mass. So I pulled out my Android phone, and I'm waiting for it to load, and I'm waiting for the camera to come up, and then I gotta switch it to video, and I finally got it on him. And when I did, he was only 20 yards away. The bear was only 20 yards away and closing quick. I had like literally seconds to make a decision, so I had no choice. You know, I wanted him to get a little bit closer to show his true size, but bear, they have very poor vision, and I was dressed in full camouflage, and if he got too close to me, he would have been really surprised, and he would have thought he had maybe gotten close to a food source. I was descented, I was playing the wind, and I was actually smoking a cigarette. I had been there a couple hours waiting to catch this little swamp buck, and when he came ambling down the trail, and I looked up, and he was bearing down on me, so to speak, no pun intended. But it was a great day to be in the woods. Besides the bear experience, I went out, I found today, my prediction came true that the full moon is coming, and it's really kicking things off. Today I found many scrapes. I probably found a dozen scrapes in the woods. I found one of my cameras next to one of my favorite stands had no less than 4 bucks on it and multiple does. There were 41 videos on the camera, and I figured that windy day that we had, I figured that they would all be windy pictures of the trees blowing or the ferns blowing, but all 41 videos were of deer, and I had made a mock scrape, and that mock scrape attracted a lot of these deer. I put it right on a deer run, and I used that Tinks aerosol, and I attracted multiple does with babies, and several bucks. I attracted a 4-pointer, a 6-pointer, a 8-pointer, and a 10-pointer. Now, of all these deer, believe it or not, the 10-pointer we've all seen. I've got pictures of him on there. I call him Popeye. In fact, I call that stand the Popeye stand, because that's the stand that I put up. The idea here is that when I first caught Popeye and a 6-pointer, I figured I had a buck run, so I put a stand up on it, and sure enough, I'm getting several bucks come in. But the most important thing is today I found probably a dozen scrapes when I was out in the woods. A dozen scrapes, and these are all brand new. I mean, I was out Saturday, and none of these scrapes are there. And to find all these scrapes, I'm pretty positive this moon cycle, this full moon that, the old hunters, they say the moon's up, the deer's up. So this full moon is definitely the hunter's moon, is kicking it off. And so I'm super excited. I'm real stoked. Finally, week one was kind of slow, and the things that we're seeing happening now, we wish would have happened last week, but they're happening now. So let's take advantage of them. I found a scrape line, which initially I thought was Popeyes, but because I found so many bucks on the trail cams, it could be anybody. But you have several different bucks visit the same scrape. So I set up a camera on the scrape line. I left the camera where it was, where I had gotten so many videos, just in case it wasn't the wind. That turned out to be a wise decision. But it's going down in the woods right now. It's happening. The deer are starting to scrape. They're starting to get busy. The rub lines are distinct. We're getting, action. I saw a bear. I definitely saw a deer in the woods today, although I couldn't get close enough to them. I saw some at a distance. I saw their tails wagging. I saw them sitting there hanging out. But I've got reports coming in. People are seeing deer, and they're starting to move around in the daylight. I also have daylight pictures of does moving around 5 o'clock. Between 5 and 5:30, I'm seeing lots of deer move on the trail cams. So November coming up, there's going to be a meeting in Westboro at the Fish and Wildlife to let bow hunting go through on Sundays. Check the link on my page. I'm super stoked about that. Really excited. And bears, there's so many of them. One of the things I want to put out to Mass Fish and Wildlife is that, you know what? If you harvest a bear, you should be able to get a doe tag. That's just a thought that I have. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. We're having real serious bear issues. So if you are out hunting and it's bear season, you get a bear, you should get a doe tag. It's only fair. There's plenty of does out there. Everybody knows that. I mean, they're on the cams way more than the bucks are. They're an easier kill. It's meat in the freezer. And if they want to take care of the bear population, hey, give us some incentive. What do you guys think? Anyway, this is Len Kale, Hunting Western Mass. Today is the 26th, week 2, day 1. Good luck to you all. Talk to you later.